This week on C Plus News Time, Paul F. Tompkins is sticking around Fusion for the presidential elections, Adam Goldberg has a new imaginary friend for NBC, we get some news on Aziz Ansari's Netflix series, and Kevin Pereira is hosting another show for truTV. Man, that guy gets to host everything. It's not fair. I wish I could get a decent hosting gig, instead of hosting some stupid internet show on the internet. Not that this show is stupid or anything. I mean, it's great and everything, but, I just want a bigger install base. You know what? This is C Plus News Time.
It's C Plus News Time with your host, Chad White.
Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the comedy news you didn't know about for the week of October 5th, 2015. There's a lot in the way of comedy news this week, so let's get right to it. Paul F. Tompkins and Fusion decide it's still good to work together again. Fusion's show, No You Shut Up, hosted by Paul F. Tompkins, is coming back for a fourth season. It's going to have 25 episodes, which is the largest in Fusion's short history. Of course, the show is hosted by Paul F. Tompkins, as well as features anthropomorphic creatures, animals, and WTFs all alike. They're created by the Jim Henson Company because guess what? They're puppets. On top of that, No You Shut Up will air two special reports on November 5th and November 12th respectively, where Tompkins and the cast will analyze the presidential candidates. Matt Walsh, Judy Greer, Danny Pudi, and Bob Odenkirk are just some of the guests that the show had this past season. And of course, if you don't know the characters, here are some of them for you. A bird, talking hot dog, Dr. Moose, P.W. Butts, and loads more. Next up, Adam Goldberg is developing a show about an imaginary friend for ABC. Now, if you're a fan of movies like Monkey Bone, The Smurfs, The Incredible Mr. Limpet, and even Hop, then you're gonna love this next piece of news. Created by Adam F. Goldberg from ABC's The Goldbergs, Patrick Osborne, an animator for Bolt, Wreck-It Ralph, and 2014's short Pixar film Feast, and David Gracio, Imaginary Friend is a show that will mix live action and CGI. The show is written by Goldberg and Gracio, and it centers on a 30-something who meets the love of his life, who's a divorced mom and has some kids. And of course, this triggers an upheaval in his emotions, and it brings back an imaginary friend that he created when he was a lonely, lonely child. Now this imaginary friend is helping him navigate through life. There's no telling what elements would be CGI, but the kid could be CGI himself, or of course the kid could live in a CGI plane and we just visit that area every so often every episode. Next up, we've got some news on Aziz Ansari's Netflix show ahead of its premiere. If you didn't know, Aziz Ansari is one of the biggest comedians in the world right now. He's sold out Madison Square Gardens, and of course he's done tons of hours for you, the audience, to enjoy and love. And now, People magazine has some news on his show. Of course, Aziz Ansari is making a show on Netflix, and it's going to star his parents. Ansari cast his parents in order to play his parents, citing there's not a lot of older Indian people in the acting game. Ansari said it was definitely hard because they'd never acted before, and I think when you're trying to get someone who's a non-actor to do these things, the tricky part is teaching them to stop trying and to be very natural and not try to be funny. Ansari said he couldn't find anybody who acted like his parents, Shaukat and Fatima, so he got them. Masters of None is the show's title, and it stars Ansari as Dev, an Indian American who lives in New York trying to find his way in and out of life. It premieres November 6th, and it also stars Noel Wells. And finally, Kevin Pereira is hosting a show about celebrity passions for truTV. Now, if you didn't know that Keira Knightley is super into feet, or if Terry Crews is really made up of all muscle, or if it's all displaced fat, then you will know soon, because Super Into, hosted by Kevin Pereira, will be premiering very soon on truTV. truTV has ordered 12 episodes of the series Super Into, which is going to explore celebrities' favorite obsessions. Now, these obsessions can include weed or cars or shoes, and of course, the series is going to have famous people like Michelle Rodriguez, Kesha, and even Rob Corddry. Each episode is packed with short animations and stylized videos that will dive even deeper into the history, science, and psychology behind each topic. Some of you may know Kevin Pereira from his G4 days on Screensavers, Attack of the Show, and tons of E3s and Comic-Cons. But now you can see him on The Attack on Twitch and also on truTV's Hack My Life with co-host Brooke Van Poppelen, who I interviewed. The show, Super Into, will premiere October 26th on truTV. And that's all the news I have for you on News Time. Why don't you subscribe or check out one of our videos? They're lovely, lovely videos. I'm sure you'll like them. Or, subscribing is good too. Or both. You can actually do both. You can go to the website, cpluscomedy.com, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy, follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite, and tumble with us on Tumblr. And, of course, this is the part where I come up with something stupid to say, but I'm not going to say anything stupid this time because I know what I'm going to say. Bye. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. Okay, I'm done.